In this JavaScript lesson, we'll continue to learn variable scope and hoisting. This is lesson 2.4. It is expected that these applications and folder are active in the background while we are going through our lessons. We have the map server, Apache server, Sublime text editor, localhost 8888, the console, and htdocs folder. Yesterday, we created the variable underscore scope.html, and we'll continue to work in this HTML file today. So go ahead and open it in Sublime Text Editor. Again, this lesson covers variable scope and hoisting. Lesson 2.4. The objective of this lesson is to comprehend the details of variable scope. So if you have the variable underscore scope.html file open, then we'll see our codes like this. Var foo equals hi, function say hi, var username Elden, alert hi. From yesterday's lesson, variable scope brings more advantages compared with the global scope. Thus, it was recommended to use the variable scope instead of the global scope. To be specific, the one with the circle red is our variable scope. Outside of this function, or outside the curly brackets, means that if anyone wanted to use the username variable, then they won't be able to access this variable. In this case, we can get the reference error I have encircled there, or if another plugin is using the variable name, they're accessing that variable, not this one here as I have underlined. Let's take this thing simply. Like this example here, var num equals 5, and num is actually a horrible variable name. It's a global variable. Anybody might accidentally use num. But because it's scoped to this function, as you can see, I have encircled it there, we don't have to worry about anyone messing up with this variable, the one underlined var num equals 5. And we don't have to worry about messing up someone's variable as well. Now let's try this one. Alert, your favorite number is plus num. Okay, we might have to rearrange this. Sometimes we might be tempted to do something like this. Alert hi plus username plus exclamation point. I have encircled it there. We call this shrinking concatenation. It's joining two or more strings together. And we'll cover about this topic in one of our upcoming lessons. Going back, this simply says, hi Elden, your favorite number is 5. So I have encircled it there. So let's refresh. Type say hi and press enter. And there it goes. I have encircled it in the green highlighter. It's actually localhost 8888 says hi Elden. So click OK. Your favorite number is 5. And we'll click OK button again. Now, we might expect this to behave very simply. Oh, maybe we might think that was easy, or that was quite simple. we might expect it to create the variable username, set it to Eldon, encircled in red, alert, hi Eldon, then create the variable called num equals to 5, and then alert, your favorite number is 5. But it turns out JavaScript actually works slightly different. Okay, again, JavaScript actually works slightly different. The reason why this happens is because of the way JavaScript interpreters are implemented. But it's a good thing to know about. Now let's try this one. It's better to use the console.log when alerting back variables. And it's more reliable as well when working with our console. If we run say hi, then enter, whoa, we would say, wow, what's going on? Okay, it says undefined. Hi, Eldon. Your favorite number is 5. Now we'll ignore this last undefined part here. It's just the return of the function say hi, which is nothing, because we don't return anything down here. That's the one, yeah, we don't return anything down here, the one that I have arrowed in blue. But you might wonder, hey, wait a second. We're trying to access a variable which we haven't even created yet. There's an arrow there. And we know from experience that if we try to access the word blah, so let's type blah in our console, which doesn't exist, we don't get undefined. Instead, we get reference error. So it turns out the way JavaScript actually runs this. I have encircled it there. It runs through the first time, and it creates the variable username. So try to imagine now this is how JavaScript runs our code. And it creates the variable num before it runs any of these codes, the one that I checked in red. Then the second time it runs through, it's called the second pass, it actually executes our code. So if we were to rewrite this code in the way that JavaScript interpreters actually run it, it would look more like this. It instantiates the variable up the very top. And then it assigns it here, num equals 5. And that's why when we console.log num gets undefined instead of a reference error. The name for this is hoisting. So we'll talk more about hoisting in our next session. Hope you learned something today about variable scope and hoisting. Thank you.